The morning of my first day of work, I wake up extra early, at least an hour before Aspen will be here. I creep through the house so Juliet can't hear me and slip out the front door. Outside, it's wet. I don't know if it's rain or just the morning dew. There's more dark than sunlight still, but I can already see the clouds overhead are gray. Just 2 weeks ago, that would have been a cause for concern. Now it's barely worth thinking about. I have somewhere warm to go back to. I start walking, taking a familiar path. Has it really only been 2 weeks? I feel like I've done more living in the past few days than all the years before them. Every day something new, and every evening something secure. It's a life I could have only ever dreamed about. It scares me how fast I've slipped into it. I spent my whole life alone. I devoted my entire existence to keeping it that way. But now, ever since meeting Aspen and Juliet, I'm not sure I like being on my own quite as much. It feels like I'm losing part of myself. My armor, my defense mechanism, like I'm getting weaker, and maybe that's true, but also, maybe that's okay. Maybe it's okay to let myself be a little more vulnerable. Just a little. There's no one else to be seen on Mount Victoria as I make my way up the path. Instead of going straight to the top, I veer off into the underbrush. I haven't been back to my den since Juliet came and found me. I haven't forgotten the way, though. All the rain since then has done a number on the den. It's barely recognizable since most of it is collapsed into mud. In other words, it hasn't changed much since last time I was here. Overhead, the bird chirps in the tree. Maybe they're the ones I fed before.
Morning, birdies. Sorry I don't have anything for you today.
It doesn't stop them from asking. Half-heartedly, I try scooping away some of the mud from the mouth of the den, but more just slides down, erasing my progress. Then one of the walls collapses even more, making things worse.
Well, so much for that.
It's well and truly in ruin. That's okay though, I don't think I'll be coming back here. Just 2 weeks ago, this was all I had. Now it doesn't feel like anything. Maybe that's okay too. I turn about to head back to the main path when there's the rustle of a branch, and something comes out of the branch. She walks confidently for a fox. She trots right out of the bushes, and crosses in front of me, then freezes mid-step. Her fur is pure silver, except for a patch of black across her face and paws. We lock eyes. Instinctively, I can feel myself prepare to transform, so I can greet her as a fox, but I hesitate. Is that still my place? I'd be lying if I called myself a fox now, at least fully. I relax, not having noticed how tense I was. My beads also go cold, although they had barely started to heat up.
Hi there.
I say it as a person instead. Same as when greeting the birds. At the sound of my voice, the fox turns tail and runs. She doesn't give it a second thought. One second she's there, and the next she's almost out of sight. I can feel a pull in my chest telling me to run after her. I'm sure I could still catch her if I tried. Of course, I don't. I'm not the kind of person who goes chasing after foxes anymore. Instead, I watch her disappear. It doesn't take long, not even the grass rustles behind her. I'm sure I'll still transform into a fox in the future. I love it too much not to. But I have to set some boundaries for myself. She's gonna forget how to transform, isn't she? Watching her go fills me with a pang of longing, but also confidence. I'm making a choice to live this way, even if I regret it later. At least I thought about it. At least I'm trying. I make my way back to the trail and up to the top of Mount Victoria. Coming up here never ceases to amaze me. No matter the weather or time of day, the view is always stunning. Right now, it's just me and the breeze. I close my eyes and spread my arms out, letting the wind ripple through my hair and jacket. For a moment, I just let myself go and appreciate how it feels to exist, to be alive and enjoying the breeze. I'm pretty lucky, aren't I? Slowly, I open my eyes again, looking out over the city spread before me. The first time I came up here, I thought it felt kind of small. After all, I can see the whole thing from here. But now it strikes me how big it is, how big and how full. There are more people than there are buildings, and there are plenty of buildings. Humans and fabled, all alive and existing. Up until now, it's been easy for me to forget that people exist just like I do, that they have thoughts and feelings and things that they want, rather than just being problems to solve or obstacles to avoid. Now I can't help but notice just how alive the world around me is. Even at this early hour, I may be alone up here, but there's plenty of activity down in the city. I fumble around in my pockets until I find the right size coin and feed it into the binoculars nearby. I scan over the city looking for anything that I recognize. Finding the fishing spot is easy, since all I have to do is follow the coast. The whole pier is already covered in fishermen. From there, I managed to find the Bell House. Its windows are dark and it doesn't stand out much. I wonder if Aspen will be the first one there again today. After the Bell House, I aimed the lens at the library. The windows are dark there too, of course, including the window to my room. I pause on that image, just my window, framed in the middle of the lens from all the way up here. I can spot a tiny little place that I can call my own. I stare at it until the shutters clicks and the views goes dark. Just 2 weeks ago, I stood up here and wondered if I'd be better off leaving. I'm glad that I have an answer to that now. I turn around and begin the long walk home. The library is still dark when I get back, but I can hear the low murmur of conversation from the kitchen. As I step through the doorway, I find both Aspen and Juliet already seated at the table waiting for me. Breakfast is already cooked too. There's a lot more food than usual.
Ah, Miho, welcome back.
There you are! We were wondering where you'd gone off to.
Morning! Just went out for a walk. Sorry if you thought I ran away again.
Aspen shakes her head, pouring herself a cup of coffee as I sit down.
The thought crossed my mind, but I didn't really believe it. You've got a big day today, right?
True.
You can say that again. Went on my walk just to clear my head.
I hope you're excited too. I'm happy for you, even if I am a teensy bit jealous.
Aspen spoons a tiny scoop of sugar into her coffee and stirs it. Wait, is that how you're supposed to do it? I'll have to remember in case Juliet ever makes me drink tea again.
A teensy bit of jealousy is a good motivator to work even harder myself.
Actually, about that...
Juliet, you had better not be about to offer me a job.
Rather the opposite. I have a favor to ask. Just for today, do you think you could assist Miho as she gets her bearings? It's getting near my bedtime, and while I'm sure Miho would be able to handle herself, I imagine a helping hand would make things easier.
Okay.
That is, assuming Miho doesn't mind.
Of course not!
Both of us look at Aspen expectantly. She bites her lips and tries to hide her smile behind her cup of coffee as she takes a sip. Oh, it's so cute.
Well, I suppose I could spare the time.
What a cutie.
Great! But what about the Bell House? You didn't get fired, did you?
Day off?
They'd go out of business the day they fire me, and they know that. But I enjoy how that's your first assumption. No, I simply swapped shifts with someone, so I don't have to go in until later.
Wow, that's convenient.
And much to our benefit. Thank you, Aspen.
Don't mention it.
Then, shall we turn our attention to breakfast instead?
Oh, I thought you'd never ask.
There's the usual eggs and toast and fruit, but there are also pancakes and hash browns too.
You really went all out, huh?
I felt today merited a bit of a celebration. Of you, and the start of another chapter of your life.
Oh, nice.
Aw, thanks. It's really all because of you two, though. I'm just...
Oh god.
Oh, quit saying that. You need to give yourself more credit, Miho.
Good for you, Aspen. I'm glad she's standing up for her.
We can only try to help show you the path. You're the one who has to follow it.
It's real.
Whoa, who wrote that?
Nobody. I do occasionally have my own thoughts, you know. Anyway, just accept the compliment and let's eat.
Okay.
Fine.
Fine. We all fill our plates and start to eat. Breakfast is as delicious as always. The pancakes are still warm and dripping with melted butter and syrup. And the hash browns are nice and crispy.
How is it?
Great! I've never had hash browns that weren't soggy before.
Oh my god, real. Sometimes that's because they were leftovers I scavenged, but sometimes even when they're fresh. Yeah.
I'll be sure to remember you like them this way. Oh, and the pancakes you made are delightful, Aspen.
Oh.
You made these?
Don't sound so shocked. I have to do a lot of baking and prep work at the Bell House. They're really, really good. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying them.
As tasty as they are, there ends up being more food than I can eat. I force myself to finish the pancakes even though I'm full by the time I'm halfway done with them. Because I don't want Aspen to take it personally, but eventually I'll have to throw my fork down in defeat.
Did you get enough to eat, Miho?
Too much.
More than enough. I think I'm set for the rest of the day.
I'm sure you'll feel differently by lunchtime.
Ah, the old, what's it called? I'm forgetting what it's called. The thing. It's not circadian rhythm, that's for sleeping. The rhythm for food digestion.
And there's no greater compliment to the cooks.
The three of us start to clear away the dishes, and I start to feel a little apprehensive as opening day chimes draws near. I've spent enough time in the library to know I don't need to worry too much, but I can't help but be anxious. There are a lot of little details to remember, not just which books go where, but stuff like names and special requests too. I already know I'm not going to be the fastest, since I'll just have to just copy words and see which one matches instead of being able to read them. Girl, you gotta learn how to read. With all the practice and memorizations I've done, I'm as ready as I'll ever be. So instead of dwelling on it, I make myself focus on rinsing the dishes, making sure I don't miss any spots. On the other hand, Aspen is positively buzzing with excitement, although I can tell she's trying to hide it. Aww. She flits from task to task, straightening things that don't need to be straightened and tidying up parts of the kitchen that aren't dirty. She hums to herself as she goes, sometimes popping up beside me or Juliet. And of course, Juliet herself is the same as ever, calm and stoic. I thought she might be a bit worried about leaving the library in our hands, but considering she leaves it unstopped most of the time, maybe not. You know, I'm so interested in how Juliet and Aspen are like friends or whatever their situation is. At the very least, I'm determined to not leave the library any worse than when there's nobody running it. Finally, we finish all the cleanup and chores.
Thank you for your assistance. Are you two ready?
Yes, whenever.
Yep.
Let's get the two of you set up then.
Juliet leads us to the front desk, where there's a fresh stack of check-out sheets and a jar of pens, plus the computer for looking things up.
I did a once-over before breakfast to make sure everything was as it should be. I'm sure the two of you know your way around the place by now, and that's really all there is to it. And if you feel the need, don't hesitate to wake me.
Really?
Don't worry, we'll be fine. I'm like Cinderella. I intend to live my dreams for the precious few hours that I can.
Do you have any questions, Miho? Or anything you'd like to go over again?
I'm fine. I've done all the prep I can.
All right then. If the two of you are all set up, then I'll be off to bed. I'll see you in a few hours.
Night.
Have a good sleep.
Good night.
With a final wave, Juliet goes upstairs and disappears into her room. From behind the desk, Aspen places her hands on her hips and looks around like a queen surveying her kingdom.
And now we wait.
I take a seat in one of the two chairs and kick my feet back and forth after pacing around a little bit. Aspen sits down too, twirling a pen between her fingers.
Nervous?
A little bit.
It's understandable. I was nervous on my first day of work too. I'm sure everyone is.
I just don't want to mess anything up. Especially not on my first day.
Very relatable.
Relax, it'll be fine. Not that I think you will, but even if you do make a mistake, that's natural. It's how you get better at things. By doing them wrong until you figure out the right way. There's not much that can really go wrong, either. It's not like at a restaurant where there are customers paying money and with all kinds of different orders. If it takes you some extra time to find a book or put one away, that's no big deal.
Yeah, I know you're right, but I still worry. I don't want to do such a bad job that Juliet changes her mind about me or something.
Oh, poor girl.
Are you still worried about that? Juliet adores you. You could burn the whole library down and she'd still let you live in the ashes.
I don't know that.
That'd be closer to what I'm used to, at least.
Right, you and your dramatic backstory.
My what?
Backstory? Life story? Whatever you want to call it. I'm sorry, I shouldn't make light of it.
Oh, it's fine. I don't mind. Just forget that you think it's interesting.
I hope someday you understand why.
Oh.
Maybe you'll hear a story that resonates with you and makes you want to know more, or get to know that person better.
Oh, Aspen! She pokes me in the side with her pen.
Like me, when I met you.
Oh my god, she's hitting on you, Miho.
I guess that makes sense. Like, when I talked to you and Juliet.
Juliet, perhaps. Even I don't know much about her life before she came to Welly, and even that is fuzzy.
And you?
I know this makes me sound like a hypocrite, but there really isn't much to say about my past.
Oh.
For one thing, I don't have nearly as many years as you two.
It's true.
But also, I had a boring, normal childhood in a boring, normal town.
Sometimes that leaves you untraumatized, and that's for the better.
I went to a boring, normal school for a while before I moved out here, hoping for a change of pace. But now I live a boring, normal life, just in a different city.
I'll bet I wouldn't think it's boring. I don't even know what a normal town and normal school are like.
Aspen opens her mouth to say something, but right as she does, the front door opens and Aspen leaps to her feet.
Good morning!
The guest, a red-haired human, looks surprised.
Oh, hello. Wasn't aware there was anyone working this early.
I'm just helping out today. But Miho here is the library's new daytime caretaker.
Hi there.
I wave, but I'm not sure if there's anything else I'm supposed to say. Luckily, Aspen seems to have it covered.
Let us know if there's anything we can do to help.
Cool. Congrats, Miho. I'm just here to browse. Thanks, though.
Enjoy!
She gives him a bright smile as he walks in and heads to the books before taking her seat again.
Good job! Thank you. Why don't you greet the next guest?
Do I have to do that for everyone who comes in?
No, but a smile and greeting never hurt. Although we'll have to keep the volume
Oh,
down.
the service working. What's it called? The intuition.
Right.
The door opens again and a pair of twin dryads enters. I stand up, my legs feeling just a little shaky.
Hi! Let us know if we can help.
Neither of them speak, but they both smile graciously and nod in acknowledgement as they pass by us.
See? That wasn't so bad, was it?
No, but so far no one's needed any help.
Yeah, what did they do?
True. Let's see who we get next.
My god. She's tail whipping me. We don't have to wait long. A breathless man carrying a stack of books staggers his way over to us.
Do you work here? Can you check these in for me? I'm running late as it is. Thanks!
Before we can even answer, he drops his books on the desk and then hurries back out the door.
I wonder why he was in such a rush.
He needs to shit his pants.
No clue, but I respect him still taking the time to drop off his returns. Do you want to start writing them down?
Sure.
Taking a deep breath, I grab a top book and a pen. The title isn't too long, fortunately. Slowly, I start copying the letters down. First a curve, then a straight line, then a loop, then an arch.
Hello, welcome.
I didn't even hear the door open this time. As more and more people start to come in, Aspen and I both end up pretty busy. The pile of books that need to be checked in grow fast, and I have to start taking some of them back to the shelves as I go, just to make space. By using a little chart with the alphabet and numbers on it, I'm able to slowly match the labels on each book to their spot on the shelves. As the library gets busier, though, I start making some educated guesses about where certain books belong and putting them with others that look similar. I can fix it later if I have to.
Miho, could you give me a hand, please?
Over at the desk, the line of people have gotten pretty long. I have no idea what all these people normally did when there wasn't anyone to help them. I shove the rest of the sack I'm carrying into an empty shelf and hurry over to help. After finishing with one guest, she hands me a few handwritten notes with label numbers on them.
Can you go find these? I think one was returned today, so it might not be on the floor yet. Also, these ones were checked out in the wrong name, so they need to be corrected on the sheet. These 3 here are going to be picked up later, but we've been asked to pull them ahead of time, so make sure not to get them mixed up with the others. Okay?
Got it. Maybe.
You've got this.
With a little cheer, she goes back to assisting people. I watch for just a moment. She's clear in her element here, even with the line growing longer. Aspen doesn't seem to be getting nervous. I can't say the same about myself, though. There's no time to waste. I bounce around the library trying to find the books Aspen wrote down. It takes a while and I get the instructions mixed up a few times, but eventually I manage to track them all down. When I bring them up to the desk, the stack of returns has gotten almost as tall as I am, so I start checking them in as quickly as I can. Meanwhile, Aspen has moved around to the front to give me more space to write and work.
Alright, let's see.
Oh my god. I grab the top book and start to copy, then the next, and then the one after that. Before long, they all start to blend together and the letters seem to swirl and move around on the page. I think H? Yeah, H is hide the UI. Look at this. Art's so cute. I thought this was gonna be easy, but it's making my brain feel like soup. I'm determined to push through it, though, even if it takes me forever, which at this rate, it just might. If Aspen weren't here, I don't know what I'd do, or maybe I'll even do tomorrow on my own. I can worry about that later, though. For now, I have to keep doing the best I can. Book after book, line after line, guess after guess. It gets easier as the day goes on, but I wouldn't say it gets easy. But Aspen and I keep going, and eventually we do start to get things under control and keeps the chaos to a minimum. It's tough work, but not too tough. Maybe Aspen was right about something. The more I try, the more I feel like I can do this. Chapter 3, Old Scars and New Friends. Old scars.
Have a nice day.
Thanks. You too.
The kind old man takes his book under his arm and shuffles out of the library. A whoosh of cool air passing over me as the door opens and shuts.
Whew. Finally time for a break.
With no one else waiting to be helped, I glance around at the dozen or so people milling about before plopping myself down onto the cushion that Juliet sets up for me behind the desk. Who knew that working would be such hard work? What do you mean? These past few weeks since I started helping out the library have been a bit of a blur. There's always so much to do. At least most of it's pretty easy, like straightening out furniture or putting things away when they get left out. I don't know what the big deal is. I think it looks better when it's a little messy, but it's what Juliet asked me to do, so I do it. Thanks to talking to patrons, Aspen taught me that word is getting easier as well. The first few times someone came up to me for help, I was so nervous that I could barely speak. There's so much to remember and still so much to learn. I still don't like talking to people in general, but it feels easier now. I get a little anxious when I see someone walking up to the counter, but it's not too bad. Of course, everyone who comes up thinks it's my first day there, even though I started to recognize some of the regulars. They never recognize me. Aspen's the only one who comes by every day. What I didn't expect was that the hardest part would be checking out books to people. There's a sheet of paper with a bunch of little boxes in them, and I'm supposed to write the names of each person and the books they're taking. Since I have to copy the letters by hand each time, it takes me a while if someone has a lot of books, or ones with really long titles, then it takes me even longer. Sometimes people get a little impatient, but I'm going as fast as I can. Either way, it makes the days go by faster. I wouldn't really call it fun, but I don't hate it either. Having a bit of money that I earned rather than stole feels surprisingly good too. At least I don't have to worry about someone trying to take it back. I hear the front door open again and look up to greet the new person, like Julia taught me. It turns out to be a familiar face, my nerves settling a little as the sight of her.
Hey, Miho. Hi, Aspen.
Oops, sometimes I forget I'm not supposed to be loud here.
Hi, Aspen.
I say it again, but quieter. She comes up to the desk and sets down a couple books that she just checked out a few days ago.
Whoa! Done already?
One of them I simply couldn't put down because I had to know how the story ends. I was worried it would have a sad conclusion, but the ghost girl becomes real and gets to stay with her girlfriend, and they all live happily ever after.
Aspen, what are you reading?
The other book was unreadable, unfortunately. I won't be trying that author again.
That's too bad. Should I tell Julia we can get rid of this one?
Well, it's not that terrible. I'm sure someone out there could enjoy it, just not me.
If you say so.
It seems to me like if Aspen doesn't like a book, then that book must be really, really bad. Maybe I'll ask Juliet about it later anyway. For now, though, I start copying the titles down onto the returns sheet while Aspen goes off to find new books. She comes back right as I'm finishing up with a small stack in her hands.
You find books as fast as you finish them.
If only. I knew exactly what I was looking for this time.
She hands me the pile and I begin writing the names down. I can feel her watching me as my hand makes each slow line.
Say, Miho.
Miho, do you want to learn how to read? I have to finish the letter I'm working on before I can pay attention to Aspen.
Yeah?
Have you,
She wrings her hands looking like she's not sure how to ask her question. Aspen seems to think a lot before she speaks, so I've learned that sometimes it's easier to just make her spit it out.
Just say it. I don't mind.
Oh, I love that. Sure enough, her eyes widen, but she stops fidgeting.
Have you ever considered learning to read and write? It would probably save you, quite a bit of time.
I look down at the mess of scribbles on the paper on the paper in front of me. Even though I wrote them, they don't mean anything to me. Juliet never seemed to have an issue, though, so it's good enough for me.
Not really. I've gotten by fine without it so far.
Oh, come on. You can't keep using that excuse for everything. You've been here for more than a month now.
Well...
She does have a point there. I told her myself so many times that I was going to stop letting my past define me, but still, reading and writing. It would be useful, it's true. With so many letters, though, it seems like a lot of work, and I'm already doing a lot of work as it is.
I don't even know how to start doing that.
I'd be happy to help you, and I'm sure Juliet would too. She'd be delighted if you picked it up.
Her usually quiet voice starts to raise, only adding to my doubts.
I'll think about it, I guess.
No, I won't take no for an answer. I'll do some research when I get home and bring some materials later. We can make a lesson plan and a schedule and...
Whoa. Don't I get any say?
You didn't say no, and that's enough for me.
Crazy.
Oh, but that isn't what I came here to talk to you about.
Wait, it isn't?
Aren't you here to get books?
Yeah.
Right, that too. But anyway...
Aspen reaches into her purse and pulls out a slightly crumpled flyer, which she hands to me. Looking at the glossy cover, it's covered in pictures of little vases and statues, and other old-looking things.
There's an exhibition at Te Papa about Korean history and culture, for a limited time only.
Oh.
I thought you might be interested in seeing it.
An exhibit at your dad?
No, it's our biggest museum. Te Papa is one of the most interesting places in Wellington, perhaps even New Zealand as a whole. You can enter for free, so that isn't a concern. Look, there's even a map of how to get there on the back.
After I flip the flyer over, she points out to a map of Wellington that's very similar to the one I used on my first day here.
This is the Bell House, so you just go up this road, turn here, then here.
I nod as she explains, but it isn't really necessary. I may not be able to read, but I can at least use a map.
Anyway, it's only open when I'm at work, so I won't be able to join you.
Oh, I thought she was like asking us on a date.
But I imagine you might appreciate having some time to yourself too.
Now that you mention it... Yeah...
It's been a long time since I've really had a moment to myself, other than when I go to bed. I'm always around Aspen or Juliet or the patrons at the library. That's another big change in me. I'm noticing them more and more these days.
I'll check it out. Thanks. Maybe they'll have something that can help me find my person.
Aspen smiles, but it's a thin smile, like she's once again holding back from saying something. This time, however, she doesn't give me a chance to make her say it.
Perhaps, yes. Right, well, I need to get back to work. My break will be over soon. I just wanted to pick these up so I have something to read during any downtime at my shift.
I don't know how someone can pick up and put down a book back and forth. It's really hard to do.
I'll see you this evening after I look up some reading resources. Tell Juliet I said hello.
Will do. Bye.
With a smile, Aspen blows a kiss, then quickly spins around and heads out the door, leaving me standing about with the flyer in my hands. About any patrons waiting around, I take a closer look at some of the artifacts in the pages. Most are cracked and worn with age, but still have a little color to them. A couple have writing on them that I can tell is a different language from the one I've been getting used to copying here. In a way, they seem kind of familiar. Not just familiar, but nostalgic. Like they're related to a memory that's just out of reach. I don't know if it'll bring me any new answers, but maybe there'll be something interesting to see.
Hiya. I've got these to check out, please.
I quickly turn the pamphlet into one of my pockets, turning to greet the young boy eagerly waiting at the counter with several books to check out.
You got it.
I lift the first book off the stack and slowly begin my process. Maybe Aspen's lessons won't be so bad after all. Closing time comes around, the patrons slowly trickling out. Some of them linger for a while, maybe making their final selections before bringing them up to the counter. Fortunately, Juliet's here to help me, or it'd take me all night to get through the line of people waiting.
Thank you very much, Miss Callahan. We'll see you next time. Oh, Dottie. Glad to see you're still reading Pullman. Only one left to go in the series. Bye-bye, Abdul. Bye-bye, Jamar.
In the time it takes me to finish running down one person's checkouts, Juliet can get through 5. She even knows everyone by name as well as their reading habits. That always impresses me. How does she keep track of them all? We finally managed to get through everyone, sigh of relief escaping as the last patron heads out.
Oh, thank you.
My ears prick up at the sound of Aspen's voice as the patron holds the door open for her.
Sorry, we're closed.
Good joke. Aspen hesitates for a moment as she walks up to the desk, but then she laughs.
You almost had me for a moment.
Class onto my cushion while Juliet puts everything away under the desk.
Excellent work today, Miho. You're getting better and better.
Oh my god, can you two kiss already?
Am I?
Can all three of you kiss? A throuple.
It can be hard to notice your own progress sometimes.
It's true.
But I promise it's there.
And it's only going to get better. Look what I brought.
She wraps her knuckles against the pile of thin books she brought with her. There's also a small bag that rattles when she moves it.
Are those?
Uh-oh.
Yes, they're the phonic books I said I'd bring by.
Phonics? Why, Miho? Have you decided to learn to read?
Who the fucking sentence to say? Oh my god, you want to learn to read?
Well, Aspen decided for me, but I guess so.
I pick up one of the books from Aspen's pile. The words on it are big and written in a very simple style, and so are the pictures that go along with it. I spent enough time in the library now to recognize that these kinds of books are meant for little kids. But I guess that's what I need, isn't it? It's embarrassing, but maybe I can just use that as motivation to learn faster. And if I end up hating it, I can just quit. Like always, I have the options of running away from something I don't like. She's holding the book. I look up to see Juliet and Aspen, both watching me, waiting to see what I'll say. I take a deep breath and then smile.
So, how do I start?
Both of them break into a grin as well.
I have just the thing. Come with me.
Aspen's so eager that she barely waits for Juliet and I to step out from the counter before leading us to a table beside the aisles of books. Guessing that I'll be here for a while, I pull up a seat while a curious Juliet hovers over my shoulder. She sits down and begins unpacking the bag she brought onto the table, turning out to be a bunch of pens and pencils. She hands me one before placing a small workbook in front of me.
Let's start with the alphabet. Juliet, would you mind? Your handwriting is much better than mine.
Gladly.
Realizing she's going to be a part of this, she quickly takes a seat to my other side and selects a sleek black pen. Opening the book, she brings her pen to one of the blank lines.
So, to begin with, this is the letter A.
The two of them take turns going through the different letters of the alphabet and showing me how to write them. Although I had a hard time remembering which is which, I pick up the writing pretty fast since I've had a lot of experience at work already. Each of them writes an example letter at the top of my paper first before I take my turn to try it. Juliet's handwriting is very precise and clean and reminds me of something you'd see on an advertisement or book. Aspen's, on the other hand, is almost as messy as mine. Sometimes I'm not sure she's even writing the same letters as Juliet and I. After we get through the whole alphabet, they quiz me by holding up cards with different letters and ask me to name them. I get a lot of them wrong, but I do get a lot of them right too. When Aspen finally calls it quits for the night, I'm a little bit disappointed.
So, how do you feel? I think you made very good progress for this being your first night.
Indeed. You should be proud of yourself, Miho.
I can't keep a little smile off my face, maybe. I'm a little proud.
It was more fun than I thought it'd be. It was tough at first, but I think I'm getting the hang of it.
You certainly are.
Yes, if you work on it a little bit each night, I'm sure you'll make great progress.
The workbook that Aspen gave me already has a few pages complete because of how fast we were going.
Do you think I could learn to read by the end of this week?
Oh my god, girl. The look that the two of them exchange tells me my answer.
Well...
Not that quickly, I'm afraid. Even for the fastest learners, it still takes a few months to make much progress in reading.
Yeah, learning a language is hard.
Going by how quickly you picked this much up, though, I think you'll do just fine.
Oh, I see.
I'd be expecting this to take a few nights at most, but months? That's a lot longer than I was anticipating. I must look disappointed because Aspen frowns and leans forward.
Don't worry, I'm sure that time will fly by. As long as you're getting a little better every day, you'll be able to notice the results soon. Here, why don't you try this?
Aspen gets up from the desk and maneuvers behind me, putting her hands on top of mine. It's a little shaky and I notice her face is red as she makes a point to not look at me. I almost jerk it away out of instinct but keep my cool instead. I'm not used to people touching me, but I know that with Aspen it's just a friendly gesture.
Here, follow these lines.
This is so gay. She gently guides my hands up and down across the paper, slowly forming the letters on the page with me. After 4 letters, she stops and scurries back to her chair. Juliet's snort of amusement from my side only confuses me further.
Can you read what that says?
Oh, it's her name. I look down, the word on the page looks familiar. I squeeze my eyes shut, picturing the cards that they were holding up and what each letter sounded like.
Miho!
With a jolt, I realize it's my own name. Juliet and Aspen both clap excitedly, a blush forming on my cheeks.
Yes! You did it!
I still can't shake the feeling that it's kind of embarrassing to have them cheer me on for something so simple. Looking down at the paper with my name on it, though, I have to smile a little too. This is the first time I've written my own name, even if I did have Aspen's help. It's the first time I've read it myself too. I stare at it intently, committing the shape of those letters and the motions to make them into my memory. I've used so many names in my life, but for some reason, this one feels a bit special. Just for good measure, I run it down a few more times to practice. Each time, it gets a little bit less shaky and more legible.
Thank you. Seriously.
Ah, it's so cute! Even if this wasn't my idea to start with, it feels like a new milestone in my life already. The start of something else that's new, I can add that to the list.
It's our pleasure.
Aww.
Right. Especially since, I did kind of force you into it.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's okay. Turns out I need people to make me do stuff sometimes.
Honestly, I feel like the most real friends are the ones that are they're gonna make you do some like harder things in life, but it's with good intentions and it's with the purpose of helping you move forward. So I definitely can understand, and this is a very, very true sentiment.
I'm certainly good at that. You'll have to wait until tomorrow for more, though. I've already stayed a bit too late as it is.
Oh my, I hadn't even noticed the time. It sure did fly by.
Hey Aspen, you want to stay over? As she gets up to leave, Julian and I take to our feet as well. Before realizing it, I let out a yawn.
I'll leave all this stuff with you, Miho, so you can study at your own pace. I'll try to come by at nights as well to help you practice.
And you're always welcome to ask me for advice too.
Oh.
Thanks. I'm gonna practice during work too, when I don't have anything else to do.
Sounds good.
That sounds wonderful. Good night, you two. Thanks for having me over.
Bye, Aspen.
Good night, Aspen. We'll see you soon.
With her trademark smile and wave, Aspen leaves the library. The two of us watch her go as she heads out into the night's darkness outside.
I imagine you must be tired too, right?
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I really am.
My hands are sore from all the writing, and my palm is colored gray with smeared pencil lead and ink.
Can't believe that wore me out.
Oh, learning is one of the most difficult things.
You had a full day of work too. You should get some rest. I'll finish cleaning up and preparing for tomorrow.
Are you sure? I didn't really do many of my chores today.
I'm certain. Go on, go to bed.
Secretly glad to be heading to bed rather than doing more work, I start to head out. As I look back, Juliet playfully waves me out of the room.
Good night. And thanks again.
Oh.
You're always welcome, Miho. Have a good night.
With a pause for another yawn, I stretch and head up the stairs. I'm going to sleep well tonight. As I lie in bed and wait for sleep to take me, I reflect on my day like always. Today was a good day. I accomplished a lot and I feel proud of myself. I can tell Juliet and Aspen are proud of me too. That's taken some getting used to. It still feels weird. It still weirds me out to think that people care about me, what they think of me even when I'm not around them. Oh, they're excited for me about things that don't affect them. It's weird, but in a good way. Now that I think about it, it's been a while since I had a bad day. The shock and uneasiness of having a safe place to live and a stable life have worn off, and my daily routine has become just that, routine. I thought I'd never get used to things like this. That did never be real for me. Wow. It turns out I was wrong. Rather than constantly overthink everything, I've gotten better at just going with the flow. I think that's something to be proud of too. Rolling onto my side, I look around my room. It hasn't changed too much since I moved in, but it still feels distinctly mine. This isn't just a space that I have to be in. Smiling, I close my eyes and roll onto my other side. Just when did I become so sentimental? It's hard to say, but maybe that's okay too. I don't mind who I am right now, and my friends don't either. That's enough for me. With peaceful thoughts like that drifting through my mind, I also drift off to sleep.